The old brick building stood like a skeleton on the edge of town, its paint peeling, windows cracked, and its once bright playground rusting away. To most people, it was just another failing institution left to rot, but to the children who lived there, it was all they had. The orphanage, run down and nearly bankrupt, was on the verge of shutting its doors forever. No one cared enough to save Ida until John Kennedy walked in. John wasn't a man you'd expect to be moved by such a place. Successful, busy, and constantly in the public eye, he was known for his sharp business sense and strong leadership. But when he first visited the orphanage on a quiet winter afternoon, he was struck speechless. Inside, the walls were bare, the heat barely worked, and the children huddled in thin sweaters. Their eyes told stories of loneliness, abandonment, and struggling stories no child should have to live. One little girl named Lily approached him shyly. She couldn't have been older than 7. "Mister," she asked softly, "are you here to take this place away too?" Her question cut straight to his heart. That night, John couldn't sleep. The image of Lily's eyes haunted him, and the sound of her voice replayed over and over. By morning, his decision was clear. John bought the failing orphanage outright. Some people scoffed, calling it a publicity stunt. Others said he was wasting his money on something that couldn't be saved. But John didn't care about the critics. He had a vision, and it wasn't just about fixing a broken building. He wanted to build something greater, something that would change lives. The first challenge came quickly: money. Renovating an old orphanage wasn't cheap. The roof leaked, the wiring was dangerous, and the playground was beyond repair. John poured his own funds into the project, but soon realized it would take more than just cash. He began reaching out to friends, local businesses, and even strangers. Some gave money, others donated materials, and some, like retired carpenters and electricians, offered their time and skills for free. Slowly, what had once been a crumbling ruin started to transform. But it wasn't just about bricks and paint. John believed the children needed more than shelter. They needed love, education, and hope. He brought in teachers to offer tutoring. He set up counseling for kids dealing with trauma. He invited artists, musicians, and athletes to spend time with the children, exposing them to possibilities they had never imagined. He even turned one wing of the building into a technology center filled with computers, books, and learning tools. Still, the journey wasn't smooth. There were moments when John questioned himself. At times, the bills piled so high that even he wondered if he could keep going. And there were days when the children, hardened by years of disappointment, refused to trust him. Lily, for instance, often withdrew whenever John tried to talk to her. One evening, when he found her crying alone, she whispered, "People always leave. Why are you any different?" John knelt beside her and made the quiet promise, "I'm not leaving, Lily, not ever." That promise changed everything. Slowly, the children began to believe. They started to smile more, laugh more, and dream again. Lily, once quiet and withdrawn, discovered she had a gift for painting. With John's encouragement, her artwork soon covered the once empty walls of the orphanage, transforming the halls into vibrant galleries of color and hope. Word of John's orphanage spread. Local news picked up the story, then national outlets, and soon the world was watching. Donations poured in, volunteers flew from different countries, and people everywhere were inspired by the idea that one man's decision to care could spark a global movement. The orphanage was no longer just an orphanage. It became a model of what was possibly a place where abandoned children didn't just survive, but thrived. Graduates from the home went on to college, started businesses, and came back to mentor the younger kids. What once was a crumbling building became a beacon of hope, known around the world as the home of second chances. Years later, during a special anniversary celebration, John stood in the courtyard surrounded by children, some still small and wide-eyed, others now adults with families of their own. Lily, now a young woman, presented him with a painting she had made. It showed the old orphanage as it once was, dark, broken, and lonely. But in the center of the canvas stood a figure holding a lantern, and around him the building came alive with light, warmth, and joy. Tears welled in John's eyes as he realized the truth. He hadn't just saved the building, he had saved futures. And in doing so, he had sparked something far bigger than himself, a reminder to the world that kindness, when acted upon, can ripple further than we ever imagine. The crowd cheered, the children laughed, and John Kennedy smiled. What he had built was not just a home, it was a legacy.